From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to the last episode of The Exchange this 2021 because your business is our business. We're down to the last day of 2021. As we bid goodbye to another eventful year, let's take a look back at successes and challenges, from economic recovery, fashion trends, to milestones in technology. With infections going down and more Filipinos getting vaccinated, are we looking at better times in the new year? And as we welcome 2022, may we all bring in the good, learn from our experiences, and take action. The best is yet to come. After suffering its first recession in nearly 3 decades because of strict lockdowns, the country is now showing signs of recovery. Let's now have an exchange with Ateneo de Manila University economics lecturer Joanna Camacho on the path of our economy. Joanna, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us, who were the winners in this Philippine economy in 2021?
First, we can always say that the winners are the Filipino people, because we are a very resilient country. We continue on. We celebrate Christmas. We go on despite all the challenges of the pandemic. So the Filipino people are the winners in this 2021.
But what were the misses and the losses in the Philippine economy, Joanna?
Of course, just like 2020, we experienced the closures of many firms, the losses of jobs and incomes of many people, its effect on our health insecurities, and the disruption in our educational system, in our classes at all levels.
So still a lot of misses and losses outweighing the winners in 2021. And putting all of these fundamentals together, all the factors, as we head into 2022, what is your view about the Philippine economy? Is our recovery stable or is it weak?
We could say that it's going towards the path of stability right now, given that we have overcome many challenges, and we are glad, of course, that the Philippines, our government has become serious in their vaccination program, in its serious effort to vaccinate many millions of Filipinos. And of course, I think our government and the Filipinos are really hoping that we could go to that path, that growth path, despite the pandemic.
How optimistic are you that 2022 will be a better year for our Filipinos?
I'm very optimistic and 100% positive about it, because I think given our character, our attitude to overcome the challenges, the spirit that we can continue and move on, that we are fighting despite all the setbacks and the challenges, even what happened to our economy brought about by the pandemic. We are very optimistic and positive about 2021, that it will be a better year. There will be many opening of jobs. There will be opening of better quality jobs, upscaling of the labor market. There will be more active labor market in 2022, and that the private sector will really propel job creation, and there will be spending in our infrastructure sector.
You're very upbeat about the Philippine economy as we head into the new year, Joanna, because there are still close to 4 million of our kababayans who are jobless, and a majority of those who have jobs are underemployed. With the opening of the economy, but of course, we're still faced with this ongoing health crisis, now the Omicron variant. Do you think the situation will improve despite the odds and the Filipino people living in this pandemic?
Yes, of course, we always have hope. We should never die the light of hope in us. That it's not just the economy, but the whole sector, the education, the health sector, very important, the health sector, and all the sectors in our country will at least slowly but surely and already going quick to that going back resilient of our economy, the economic recovery of our country.
But of course, 2022 is also a crucial period, especially for all Filipinos. It is an election year. How could this help boost economic growth next year?
Yes, since it's an election, there will be more spending in our infrastructure. There will be boosting, or there will be more encouragement of government spending in our country, given the election next year. And I think the election will be a time of opportunity for us Filipinos to reflect on the kind of leaders that we will elect in 2022, especially now that we experience pandemic. It gives us time to reflect, to think deeply on what kind of leaders do we want in the future, especially in 2022.
And what should be the priority of the next administration to boost the economy and also improve the lives, the quality of lives of our kababayans?
Of course, exactly, because since we want job creation right now, we want to recover all the losses that we experienced in the last pandemic years. So we really need to improve in the investment climate of our country. We need more investments, and we really have to encourage private sector participation in terms of employment, in terms of creating more jobs, so that we can lift the spirits, yung lugmok na pananaw ng mga tao, that we can still give hope despite of what happened in the pandemic times.
Thank you so much for this encouraging economic outlook exchange, Joanna Camacho, a lecturer at the Ateneo de Manila University. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. Which style trends took over in 2021? We get answers from renowned fashion designer Raho Laurel, right here on CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust.
Patience na lang siguro. More patience na lang at siyempre yung pinagdadaanan ngayon, pandemic. So dapat maunawaan din natin yung mga bawat tao na nangailangan.
Hindi na ako magpo-procrastinate.
My New Year's resolution naman po is to become parang a happier person po. Tapos ganun. And a very positive person po ganun.
Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The pandemic changed the way people shop or even how they look at fashion. Now that we are entering another year into the pandemic, what trends can we expect and which ones will make a comeback? Joining us for his insights is renowned fashion designer Raho Laurel. Raho, thank you so much for joining us. What were the top fashion trends in 2021 despite the health crisis?
Well, first of all, happy holidays, Rico. Thank you for having me. And well, the biggest really trend in 2021 was a continuation of what we call loungewear. Since people were always constantly just at home, it was sort of like an influx of comfort clothes. So you'd see a lot of sort of like pajama dressing or lounge dressing or things with a lot of comfort and materials that give you that particular comfort. Primarily, you need pieces that would give you almost like a cocoon-like feeling to the emotion of the clothes. So that's the biggest thing.
So with this loungewear fashion in 2021, was this also how fashion houses stayed relevant? Of course, with no fashion shows, no mass gatherings, no live performances, and very few weddings.
Well, we are a creative industry, and we had to find ways in order to reach our market, and a lot of that had to do with tech. A lot of that had to do with sort of like embracing technology and how to reach our clients with it without actually physically being there. So in order to remain relevant and constant, we had to evolve in terms of the embracing of, for instance, online shopping or ways to sort of like communicate our ideas via Zoom. I mean, this meeting alone is an example of how we can reach out and express ourselves via technology. I think that was one of the realization. Also, the biggest realization for me was to sort of like really slow down and realize that, you need to be able to breathe and to realize that it's no longer a particular rat race. And what's really important is the relevance of how you can communicate your craft and your work through the people who really want to sort of like make a difference.
The digital platform, Raho, has really transformed all the industries across the board over the past 20 months. And you would be here in the studio and not speaking to me via Zoom if it were pre-pandemic. Let's now look ahead, Raho, ahead to 2022. What are the fashion trends in your view for next year?
Well, in my opinion, with my forecast, it's really there's a sense of optimism. We're slowly coming out of our homes, and we're slowly coming out of our caves, and we're trying to explore with caution. So there's a sense of optimism that will reflect into color, that will also reflect into a little bit more of an ease to the shape. So we are no longer going to be looking for comfort. Of course, it's going to be comfort, but we want to showcase this. I call this sort of like realistic fantasy, in the sense that we are going to sort of like essentially again show ourselves to people, again present ourselves in a manner that is befitting of what we've learned and what we took away from this whole experience. So you'll be seeing a lot of color, you're going to be seeing a lot of desire for escape, and also a desire to showcase ourselves. Essentially, Rico, we've been hiding in our homes. So we are slowly getting out of our caves, and we are slowly trying to explore. And this is going to be seen via color and via texture and via brand new shapes. A little bit closer to the body, but at the same time, a little bit joyful. And I'm very optimistic that this is going to be quite the feeling of essentially the sign of the times. Fashion is just a mirror of what's happening to the world, and this is one way to sort of like support that particular feeling.
So, Raho, what will be the color or colors of the new year?
Well, the colors of the new year has already been declared. The color of 2022 is called Very Perry.
That's right.
There you go.
A blue hue with a violet red undertone.
Correct. Which sort of like, well, and you know your art. So basically, it's a very optimistic color rather, but it also sort of like has a sense of curiosity and a very strong surge of creativity. This particular hue always connotes these things: a sense of curiousness and a desire for creativity. And it also has this warming connotation that will sort of like transcend into all that we do for 2022. I mean, as you said, it's an election year for us, and therefore we have to remain cautious and curious and steadfast.
All right. Very Perry is the color for 2022, but what will be the Raho Laurel color?
Well, for me, the Raho Laurel color that I'm pushing for is actually denim. I want to sort of like explore denim. It's one of the most sustainable materials that we produce in the country today, and we just need to sort of like really realize and push that envelope further. If you notice, every Filipino owns a pair of denim item, and yet this is my question: how can we make it our own, and how can we make it also more fashionable? So I'm going to be pushing denim, and I'm going to be using that a lot this particular season, specifically in my summer collection.
Of course, everyone is very hopeful for 2022. We just spoke with an economist, but are there fears, Raho, in the fashion industry that Omicron and maybe other variants may impact us yet again and bring us back to lockdowns, and this could affect the fashion scene?
Absolutely. I mean, my industry has been one of the hardest hits, primarily because there was really no desire for clothing because we were just at home. So there's always that fear, and that's why I always am a little bit cautious with all that we do. And I think I would encourage everybody to still wear masks, to get vaccinated, and be more cautious. I know it's Christmas time and I know you want to see people, but please be very careful because we can just go back to square one all of a sudden. And before you know it, we're back into our caves and hiding again. So I think it's very important. And the message out there is to sort of like be cautious, be careful, be safe, and be smart. And don't let your guards down. It isn't over yet.
Thank you so much for this fashion exchange, fashion designer Raho Laurel. And happy holidays to you. And still ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. What were the hottest gadgets and games that got Pinoys hooked this year? Let's get some answers from tech content creator Alvin Villanueva when we come back. This is CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust. Welcome back, right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. More and more Filipinos across ages are embracing technology as the health crisis fast-tracks our digital transformation. Gadgets and productivity softwares were in high demand to support work from home and remote learning arrangements. E-games also gain traction as we spend more time indoors. Let's now have an exchange with tech content creator Alvin Villanueva on the top trends this year. Maraming salamat for joining us on the exchange, Alvin. How has 2021 been for the technology industry?
Ayun. So hello first, everyone. Thank you muna for having me here. Sa akin, yung 2021 was a very challenging year for technology. Pero still, it was nice. Para sa akin, it was a great year still kasi for us consumers, kasi for manufacturers, they are racing to deliver us yung great technology with fast performances, most efficient devices. And of course, that's beneficial for us kasi mas bumababa yung prices ng mga gadgets na nabibili natin. Syempre, yung mga maybe not the latest gadgets are starting to have price drops, but still, these gadgets will perform well enough for us consumers. Other than that, ang sa akin na nakakatuwa din kasi devices are starting to be more personalized. So dahil nga ito sa competition na to, kailangan mas maging unique yung mga brands, yung mga manufacturers. So nakikita tayo ng mga unique features that deliver to very specific needs. Unfortunately,
so ano yung mga top tech trends in 2021, Alvin?
Top tech trends for me po, depende talaga yun sa gadget eh. For laptops, talagang ngayon nag-focus sila on portability. Mas maliliit na, mas lightweight na yung mga laptops natin. For phones naman, mas nag-focus sila sa pagiging unique. Meron tayong mga foldable phones na, meron tayong mga phones na maliit, meron tayong phones na malaki. And with appliances, mas dumadami na yung smart appliances na available para sa mga bahay natin.
Anong mga unique gadgets ang naging available sa ating mga Filipino consumers in 2021? Kung hindi smartphone, hindi laptop, hindi desktop.
So if hindi yung mga phones and laptops, sa akin ngayon dumami talaga yung mga smart device. Meron tayong mga smart bulbs na, meron smart kettle dito sa bahay. Tapos VR technology din dumadami, mas naging available na for consumers. Before kasi it's very expensive. Ngayon, even the average Filipino can afford yung mga VR experiences.
Oo, yung anak ko nga meron na siyang VR machine sa bahay, hindi ba? Instead of just playing online games. Pero of course,
Ayun,
online
iba na yung
games na
habol,
crossover na rin sa virtual reality. What were the top online
Yes.
games that attracted the attention of Filipinos, young and old?
For 2021, it's different for different gamers kasi merong iba't ibang gamer, meron yung casual lang. Andun pa rin naman yung mga simple games lang, hindi masyadong invested yung mga tao. Pero for hardcore gamers, yung talagang sumikat ngayon was Valorant for FPS games. Tapos dumami rin yung mga MOBA games natin, mga League of Legends nagkaroon na tayo, and then Pokemon Unite. Hindi na lang Mobile Legends yung MOBA na present sa mobile gaming. Dumami kasi yung mga streamers ngayon, so for sure dumadami din yung pasok ng games locally. So nakakatuwa lang na lumalaki yung esports industry sa Pilipinas.
So for 2022, Alvin, anong outlook mo? What will be the new gadgets? Whether it be smartphone, laptop, or desktop, that would really attract our Filipino consumers?
For 2022, I'd say yung pinaka-trend talaga would become refinement ng mga gadgets natin. So more on papagandahin nila or mas magiging efficient pa yung mga gadgets. Pero yung what we should look forward to is yung mga gadgets will start to become more personal. Kasi mas nakita ko tong trend this year. Dumami kasi yung mga OEM devices na sinasalpak lang yung logo at the same hardware. Ngayon, mas nagiging unique yung gadgets to the point na sobrang specific nila. Yung sumikat ngayong year is yung Asahi na electric fan na sobrang aesthetic niya lang. And ayun nga, for sure, ang daming nakakakita nito. And ayun, mas premium yung price, pero since kakaiba siya, ang daming bumili. And for sure, dadami yung mga ganong device for next year na hindi na lang performance yung nabibigay niya sa mga consumers, pero more on yung unique taste talaga or unique approach.
So Alvin,
para sa atin.
Ano bang mga unique features ang gusto mo sa smartphone mo going forward in 2022 and beyond na hindi pa na-adapt na mga major smartphone makers?
Ito meron, actually marami na nakakakita nito online pero hindi pa siya kumbaga available sa market. Ito yung mga underscreen na, ito kung meron tayo sa mga phones natin, ito. Ayun. So yung mga camera kasi, selfie camera natin dito nasa harap. So ang nilook forward ko is maging available na yung mga under-screen or under-display na selfie camera para wala ng obstruction. Sa mga laptops, ayun, gusto ko yung mas compact pa, tapos mas portable pa, tapos mas mahaba pa yung battery life. And of course, yung mas tweakable experience kasi yun yung usual struggle natin when it comes to laptops.
So, anong mga e-games that we should be watching out for next year? Kung Valorant, Fortnite for 2020, 2021, ano kaya yung magandang game na napapasukan ng mga kabataan next year?
Actually, wala pa akong masyadong balita ngayon sa mga rising or mga competitive games na ilo-launch for 2022. For me, more on talaga magfo-focus lang lahat on streaming, tapos for competitive gaming, yung what's existing na, mas lalong gagalingan ng mga Pinoy dyan para lalo tayong ma-recognize globally.
Thank you so much for this technology and e-games exchange, tech content creator Alvin Villanueva. But it looks like for several netizens, 2021 was the year for healing and getting better. In Google's Year in Search list, vaccinations, well-being, and helping others had the biggest surges. Is the coronavirus vaccine approved? And is the COVID vaccine safe? Are some of the most asked questions on the platform. People also tried to address mental health issues arising from the pandemic. Topics like anxiety, stress, grief, and therapy reached an all-time high in searches. Netizens tried to extend support to others as well. Phrases like how to help a friend and how to help someone having a panic attack became popular. Google says more netizens are coming to the platform for ways to heal. A good sign, our resilient spirit and the global wanting to come back and get better. And this is the exchange. We make sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle, because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon, wishing you all a very, very happy new year. Thank you so much for a great ride this 2021.